I play indie horror games every Sunday. Let's rank what I played this week. We've got a top 3 and 3 honorable mentions, as well as a game so bad I had to give it its own video. Number 3 is Hunting by Kitsukel, the developer's first game. You're a hunter that needs to feed his daughter, who must be very hungry as you catch about 5 deer a day. At the end of day 1, you hear and find a skinwalker. At the end of day 2, you find the deer have turned into hunters after you load them all into the truck. Day 3 starts with you exclaiming that you must feed a god, and ends quickly with a shot of God staring down at you from the sky. A silly and short game that really casts a wide horror net. I loved how janky the perspectives were, and the gun never failed to make me laugh when I fired it. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. The number 2 spot this week is taken by Subconscious by Disconfucius, made for the LSD Jam 2025. This is a wild one I encourage you to check out yourself because no amount of words will give you a passable comparison to the experience of playing this game. It is best described as a game where you take many perspectives from many times of turmoil. You start as essentially Johnny Silverhand getting ready to go on stage and end as someone viewing the final moments of the earth. It feels nearly impossible to string together a coherent message through all of these threads, and I think that's on purpose, which is cool. I give it a 3.8 out of 5. Our number 1 spot for the week goes to Cold City by Karenia. You play a man in a dystopian and dark world surrounded by concrete that rises so high you cannot see the sun. A war is broken out, and you only have one thing on the mind, the girl of your dreams. You give her a call, and after some convincing, she allows you to come see her in the other building. Before you can leave, however, you must face your own insecurities in gruesome detail. On your way, you meet a downed fighter pilot who says he lost his leg for the same girl you were after. The obsession of these characters is never explained. Her role in all this is left in a gray area. What is for certain, however, is that you are not a great suitor. This game leaves heavily into its dark themes, leaving the player uncomfortable at most times and downright disgusted at others. A very memorable experience, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. The honorable mentions this week are as follows. The Butterfly, also by Karenia, a game with uncomfortable graphics and themes centering around finding out that the player is the bad guy. Unfortunately, the game crashed halfway through and I did not feel the want to run through it again, giving it my score of 2 out of 5. Nocturnal Visit by Moidev. This is a very passable indie horror, just not a very memorable one. It was a treat, however, being able to get the good ending just 2 minutes into the game by simply hopping back into the car right after you arrive. I give this game a 2.5 out of 5. Finally, Egg Fried Rice by Grainwood Games. This game had wonderful interactable 3D models of food, the driving mechanics were fun and worked well, however the tracking back and forth between 2 locations was kind of annoying. The gameplay did not earn as intense of an ending as the final screen portrayed. I give it a 3 out of 5. Swipe to the next vid to hear about Soap Killer, and I'll see you next week.